Hey, welcome to Drunk Under the Sun with Tom and Joe, and we talk about anything and everything under the sun, as usual. And tonight we're going to talk about our first cars, our favorite cars, and just shit we did in the cars. You may have gotten these in the mail before, like a flyer, and it's like, if you match these numbers, you win such and such prize. So I got one of those.
Fuck.
And
with the keys and the ignition and all that shit.
The keys or something else, like a scratch off that makes it look like playing cards or something.
Yeah.
Well, I got one of those in the mail, and I'm, like I said, my car was on its last leg anyways, and I've been thinking about getting a new car, and I'm like,
They sold me.
They sold me, and they were talking about bad credit, and I just got out of a divorce, and my credit's a piece of shit. So I'm like, man, this is sounding really good.
That right there. You know the old saying, it sounds too good.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, and I tell you right now, they had me. They had me at first, but I figured it out before I got there. But they had me going in because I undid the thing, and my numbers matched up right alongside the numbers for $5,000. I'm like, fuck! I want $5,000. They're gonna help me with bad credit? I got this new fucking car. $5,000.
I just won.
I'm like, I'm working.
I never win anything.
I'm just working it out in my head, and I'm like, man, wonder if I can just take the
Turns
cash.
out you owe $5,000.
Wonder if I can just take the cash.
Oh my god.
So
I take the cash.
So I'm
with the lump sum, sir.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. So I'm going to go check out the car, and I'm digging through my shit, looking for my title. I can't find it. So I give up, and I'm like, I'm still going to go, see if I won. On the way up, I read the fine print, and I realized I didn't win. I was like, fuck, I just won a smartwatch. That's all I fucking won.
Ooh, it's a watch?
Man, it's a piece of shit.
It wasn't smart at all, Tom. It was dumb as fuck.
And like, I come to this realization on the way. I was like, fuck, I'm going to get the smartwatch at least. So as I'm sitting there waiting on people, I shit you not, everybody that comes in after me, this old lady, this other guy, whatever, is this right? Did I win $5,000?
So now you're like, am I old?
I'm just like, I knew it.
I wanted the cash.
I was hoping for the cash prize.
No. Did you get to the point
No.
before you heard that?
No.
That would be even funnier if, like, you get there and you're like, I just want the cash. And then the old people show up like, is that real?
No. At this point, by the time I get there, my hope is gone. My hope is gone because I realized, I read the fine print and I'm like, fuck, I got the smartwatch, I know it.
Fuck.
So I knew it, and I'm just sitting there, I'm stewing, and everybody's coming in, did I win $5,000? And I'm like, I knew it.
I'm sitting here like an idiot.
Needless to say, I wound up getting the car on my own. I got a car on my own.
Oh, nice.
And fuck.
The $5,000 didn't come and play at all?
No, it didn't. I got the smartwatch. It's in the bedroom. And with that car, I would meet her at the grocery store, and we would fuck in the back seat.
Oh, shit.
And then we would go in and grocery shop.
Oh. Oh. Are these good melons?
Yeah.
The ones I just had were.
We paid like a supermarket sweep. We'd fuck in the parking lot, and she had to get back at a certain time.
You're looking at a pepperoni salami pizza. This looks like something I just saw.
And she would like split the list, and she would go get certain shit, and I would get shit, just because we were around the parking lot fucking in the backseat of the car.
That's insane.
But that's the best memories I had.
My first car was a Chevy Cavalier, 1992.
Ooh.
So it was fucking fresh to me. Like it was tight to me, and it wasn't that spectacular, but it was tight, and I love that car. So loving a car, naturally, what you do as a kid is you drive it fast, and you want to do stupid shit with it. So what I ended up doing with it, this was the end of the car. This was the end of the car. So what happened was my mom went to Kentucky because she's got family down there, and she always does this every year. She goes to Kentucky for a weekend and leaves the house to me. You know, being the irresponsible fucking douchebag that I am, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm throwing parties, doing the damn thing, right? I got a car now. Fuck. Right? So I get the car, and my homies are with me and shit, and we're like, let's go driving. I'm like, let's do one even better. And they're like, what? I say, let's go ramping.
Oh, shit.
So there's certain spots in my area that I grew up in that if you hit these hills doing more than 30 miles an hour, you're coming up off the ground. Off the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? So the first one I picked was by this graveyard, and when you went on it, the road abruptly stops at another road.
Oh, Jesus. That's a great idea.
It's a great idea. So I decided to hit this motherfucker at like, what was it, 80? I think I hit it at 80. God. So needless to say, I went up in the air and down really hard and had to fucking hit the brakes really fast. Or else I'd be going into the next road. And it was fun. And everyone my homies in the car with me, they're like catching their breath. And I'm like, let's do another one. I go, let's go hit this other road. And this other road. Right. And yeah, that's what they did. Like they did more like, all right.
Yeah.
You know? All right. And I'm like, let's do this. So I fucking go. And this road the hill was an old train track. And it was straight up 90-degree fucking angle fucking hill. Like, so, again, if you hit it doing 35, 40, you're coming up off the ground.
Yeah.
Again, I hit it doing 80. Right? And this time, though, we launched. Fucking launch. Like, pow!
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. No shit. Like, for real. It was so... We were so high in the air. I came and they came up off of their seats.
Oh, shit.
Like, you came up off of your seat like, oh, shit. And it wasn't voluntary coming off. You came up, right? So then my car goes straight up in the air and straight back down.
Oh.
The nose hits, pow!
Oh,
the fucking body hits, pow! The fucking car turns sideways, and then I get it controlling it straight, and I'm like, yeah! And they're all like, and they're both like, they look like ghosts, they're so white. They're like, fuck! I'm like, that was dope as fuck! And they're like, yo, man, let's chill. I'm like, all right, let's chill. So we went and graffitied some spots. And then I was like, let's hit the other hill again. It'd be dope.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. I said, I ain't going to go as fast this time.
Oh, okay.
You know, that way, because this is the first hill that we ramped. So you have to make
the first hill.
The first hill.
So it's not the awesome hill.
Not the awesome hill. But the first hill that you had to fucking stop real fast.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's go do that again. And they're like, I'm like, man, stop being bitches. and then they're like, okay, let's do this. So I'm like, all right, let's bet. So we fucking get in it again. I told him I was going to go easy. I didn't. I hit that bitch doing 80 again.
Oh,
fucking
Jesus.
bam, bam. Before we go into the road, I'm like, all right, that was fresh. All right, I'm done. We got some beer and shit to drink and smoke. Let's go back home and kick it. So we kicked it. The rest of the weekend went good. My mom comes back from Kentucky. She got the day off still. And she's like, all right, hey, Tom, I need your keys. I'm going to go to the store, and while I'm at the store, I'm going to get the oil change in your car.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. So I go, okay, here you go. Because me not being a mechanic, being 17 years old, don't know shit about cars.
No, I still don't.
I know a little bit. I know a little bit, but not much.
I can do a little bit.
I can do a little bit. So I put gas in it. So I fucking give her the keys. And then fucking, so long goes by, and then she comes home, but she's not in my car. She's in my aunt's car who's driving. And they pull in the driveway. She gets out, slams the door, walks into the house, opens the door, and I'm sitting there in the living room watching TV. She goes, what did you do? I go, what do you mean? She goes, what did you do to that car? I go, what are you talking about? Because my mom doesn't curse. Like, she doesn't curse, but she wanted to this time. And she didn't, though. And she goes, what did you do to your car? There is something you did, and I want to know now. I go, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. She goes, when I went to the mechanics, and they would not change the oil. I say, why wouldn't they change the oil? She goes, because they said everything was pushed up and destroyed. So the oil pan and everything was just pushed into the frame. And it was destroyed. I go, I have no idea how that happened. Thanks for tuning in. Another great episode. This is Our Times About cars. If you got car stories, share them.
Yeah, share
Put them on the comment section. Let us know shitty ass cars you had, shitty cars you loved, your first cars you loved. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Drunk of the Sun once again. Peace out.
See ya.